The G.I. Joe team has made some recent announcements, and if you weren't paying attention, you might have missed them. Let's get into it. So the Hasbro team is off and around the world, and they've done a lot of conventions recently, and their most recent stop is CCXP, which is in Brazil. It's a Comic-Con experience, and you know what? The whole team was there. We had Marvel, Star Wars, Transformers, and most importantly, the G.I. Joe team. Let's get into what they're talking about, but first, if you are new here and you do enjoy what we're doing, think about hitting that like button as well, hitting that subscribe button. We really do appreciate all your support. So the good people over at Aficionados Joe's were at CCXP and were nice enough to live stream the Hasbro panel for all of us to watch. And you know what? We got some nice little tidbits. And what we're going to do right now is get into an old-fashioned speculation video. Now, of course, team, you know, they dropped some stuff for Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, and G.I. Joe. They did two major things. We're going to cover one in this video, and we'll drop the second one at the end of the video, so make sure you stay to the end to get all the details. Now, during the live stream, Emily was there from the G.I. Joe team, and she dropped this thing right here, which was a tease for basically the next vehicle they are working on for the G.I. Joe classified line. And you know what? Here you go. It's not much to look at. You can obviously tell it's some kind of ski. And you know what? The first thing that comes to mind is the Battle Polar Bear ski mobile. The Battle Polar Bear does make sense when you think about it. We just had the Snowcat HasLab. We just had an announcement the Arctic His Tank just went for live for pre-order. It's good until January 4th. Make sure you get one if you want one. And basically a snow motif I think makes sense. But if we look at this more closely, I personally think that this ski is a bit over-engineered for what we would see for a front ski for the Polar Battle Bear. So the thing is, while that would be a perfectly great guess, and we've talked about that for a number of videos, that this would be an easy win to bring to the G.I. Joe classified line, I don't know if that is what we're looking at here, and I think they might be trying to trick us a little, and it's going to be something else. So I'll be honest, the first person I seen mention this on Twitter was the Full Force podcast, and they're thinking, you know what, maybe this is Zartan's swamp skier. And the closer you look at it, I do think there's a chance that this could be Zartan's swamp skier. It looks like one of the back skis, and if you look, they're very closely engineered the same. A very specific look to them, and there's a chance that this could be the swamp skier. Now, here's the thing. Here's where the speculation comes into play. I think, let's just say for argument's sake, that this is the swamp skier, the Dreadnought swamp skier that we're so used to seeing from the G.I. Joe cartoon and G.I. Joe a real American hero. The thing is, you're probably going to get this in one of three different ways, okay? The first way would obviously be a suit, you know, a vehicle pack-in with the Zartan's swamp skier, including a Zartan, maybe a retro Zartan, okay? The thing is, that to me would probably be one of the less likely things to happen, just because we've already had a version 2 Zartan, that Neon Ninja Force one, put in the names only of reveal. So that's coming down the pipeline, and I highly doubt that they would probably put a version 2 Zartan out and a swamp skier with Zartan out at the same time. It's kind of overloading on Zartan. So I think that, while plausible, is less likely of these three different scenarios, okay? Number 2 scenario, if it is indeed the swamp skier, once again, Hasbro does like to pack in vehicle drivers with their smaller vehicles. Now, I've made several videos on this, and I'm not a fan of that because I find it drives up the price for no real reason. Anyways, Hasbro does it. It's what they do. They like to make money. What can we do? But we already have another Dreadnought on the name only reveal list at the moment. And who is that? Is Zanya. Now, I'm horrible with names. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but Zanya has already been announced. And guess what? Hasbro loves to pack in female classified figures with their vehicles. So I think this would probably be the more likely of the three scenarios to get a Zanya and swamp skier packed together in a box. I think that is the most likely scenario. Now, let's talk about that third scenario I was talking about. This one is less likely, but plausible as well. well, there's been a lot of rumors that next year's HasLab will be a Thunder Machine. Now, obviously, there's a lot of discussion about what the HasLab is going to be for next year. It is probably supposed to be a Cobra one. So, I mean, the Dreadnoks are Cobra basically or whatever. So I think that fits the narrative that is taking place. A lot of people think it is this. Now, of course, there's a lot of wish list stuff out there as well, but I think the Thunder Machine is the most likely of them. What if this swamp skier, once again, we're making a speculation that that's what this is and not a battle polar bear. What if this is a stretch goal? Much like the Snowcat had the bivouac, the Thunder Machine could have a swamp skier as a stretch goal to make sure it drives those sales. So I think that is plausible. I don't know how highly likely that will happen, but once again, that's a number of speculations built on top of each other, that this is indeed a swamp skier ski, that the HasLab is going to be a Thunder Machine, that it's going to have a stretch goal for that. It is just something I came up with. It is just a random theory, but you know what? Let us know what you think in the comments. Now, I asked you to stay to the end of the video, and you know what? You probably already know this, but related to this random vehicle piece they showed us, they also gave us a new name-only character from CCXP, and of course, we got Deep Six, which is very interesting in its own way because Deep Six is a vehicle driver as well. So, I mean, Deep Six is known for driving the Shark, which is a GIJOE vehicle, which could, you know, be a smaller vehicle that could possibly come to retail at some point. When I say smaller, it's not horribly small, but I mean, it's not a HasLab material, right? So, could we get a Shark? Could this be their way of saying like, hey, we named you a figure, but by the way, it comes with a vehicle as well? Only time will tell, but that's pretty cool as well. We'll see how that goes. So let us know in the comments. Do you think it's a swamp skier, or do you think it's the ski mobile for your winter motif add-on? Or, you know, do you think Zanya might come with a swamp skier, or do you think I'm crazy and that the Thunder Machine HasLab that could possibly happen would come with a swamp skier stretch goal? Let us know in the comments. Give us all your theories. Give us your thoughts on what this thing is, and what do you think about Deep Six being added to the lineup as well. Anyways, thanks for watching. Think about watching this video right here if you stayed for this long, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.